Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to greet you at the 2020 Hispanic Leadership Summit. I'm thrilled to hear of your awareness and enthusiasm for engaging with the Sustainable Development Goals. This year is unprecedented, and your support to help advocate for and implement these goals is more important than ever. As we aim to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, the world faces a special challenge. How do we build back better and greener and more sustainable than before? How do we ensure we don't repeat the same mistakes of the past? And how do we get the future we all want? Luckily, we already have a roadmap. You've been hearing about it already at this summit, the SDGs as we call them. They're universal. They're agreed on by every single country in the world when they were adopted in 2015. And these goals apply to all of us, not just to people living in the developing world. They also depend on all of us to play our respective roles and work together to implement them. We can all play a role in helping to fight poverty, to end hunger, to strive for gender equality, to reduce inequalities, and ensure decent work. We can all contribute to reaching these goals. Unfortunately, COVID-19 has undone much of the progress we've already made since 2015. The decade of action to deliver the global goals helps us to concentrate our minds, not just those of policymakers, but all of us. They show us where we're most vulnerable with the goals and where we need to make the strongest push. The solutions are within us, but we need the will to make them happen. And that's where you come in. The Hispanic community in the United States is huge, with more than 60 million people by latest estimates. Its influence and reach goes well beyond the U.S. borders and deep into Latin America. Whether you are leaders in the Hispanic community or whether you are allies of the Hispanic community, we count on your commitment to make a difference, both within your communities and beyond. Your action will create ripple effects. These goals will not be achieved if we leave the tasks only to governments. We need public-private partnerships. We need the energy of youth. We need the expertise of academics and researchers and the passion of activists. We need all of you. I'll give you one example of how you, and indeed every one of us, can make a difference right now. And that is in fighting the infodemic that emerged right alongside the COVID-19 pandemic. What I'm talking about is a phenomenon where we have good information mixed with bad information. And this is creating a media landscape that is polluted, and it's literally costing lives. It's hurting businesses and economies and thwarting the acceptance of vaccines. When COVID-19 struck the world at the start of this year, the United Nations and its agencies worldwide responded immediately to alleviate suffering. We recognized, though, that this was not just an unprecedented public health challenge, but that it was a communications crisis as well. So we created an initiative called Verified, where we work with partners to generate and disseminate factual, science-based information to counter the falsehoods and the myths about the coronavirus that are traveling wildly on social media. Verified works by engaging everyday people to serve as information volunteers, to share dedicated content to their friends and peers with the aim of going viral. So far, more than 100,000 information volunteers have signed up to help from all over the world and in multiple languages. We hope that you will too. Please click on shareverified.com to find out how you can participate as a digital first responder. This is going to be particularly important as we reach a critical stage of the pandemic, the arrival of a COVID-19 vaccine. When the news hit that several vaccines were successful and there was hope on the horizon, unfortunately, we saw a spike in misinformation around the vaccines. And this has the potential to discourage millions of people from taking them. Our focus is going to be on ensuring the global public has access to factual, science-based information about the vaccines, which is going to be so critical to the wider recovery. And that wider recovery will allow us to get on with the business of achieving the SDGs and creating a better world, a world that we all want. I wish you all a fruitful discussion, and I look forward to working with you and the Hispanic community to help achieve the goals together. Thank you.